Hi everybody, welcome back. Our focus today is on reading multi-syllable words. Another name for that is multisyllabic. And when you read a multi-syllable word, it's important that you think about all the parts of the word. Each part is called the syllable. A syllable is like a breath of air. So for example, in a word like desk, it's one breath of air. Desk. You say it all at once. There's no clapping or separating it or chopping it up, okay? There are separate sounds in the word, but there's only one vowel. This is very important when it comes to reading multisyllable words because it all has to do with the vowels. Each syllable is going to have one vowel or a vowel team. So in the word desk, we have one syllable. In the word string, although there are 6 letters, there's only one vowel, which means the whole word is one syllable, string. If you want to clap it, you could say string. If you look at this next word, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. The word is watermelon. There are 4 breaths of air. Listen to me clap it. Watermelon. Okay? So you see how the connection is coming together here. This one has 3 vowels. Cabinet. Okay? Every time you see that scoop is representing the syllable, and you're going to notice there's one vowel in each syllable. So when it comes to syllable division and reading the word, it's really about identifying where the vowels are and what kind of sound they're making. Here's another one with that vowel team example I was just talking about. So we have notebook. Now in this case, there are 2 vowels here in the first syllable because the students have learned this is a long O and the E is silent. We call that a VCE syllable, vowel consonant E, where the E is silent and it makes the O long. In the second part of this word, book, we have OO, which is a vowel team, and it sounds like So it functions differently. Even though there are technically 4 vowels, they're really working in pairs. So it's important that the students have already learned vowel teams and VCE before we ask them to decode multi-syllable words. Okay? So this word is notebook, 2 breaths of air. And the last one here we have is closet. Okay, 2 vowels rather, so 2 syllables, 2 breaths of air, and they're separated in this case by 1 consonant. So the tricky part is, I think, knowing where to divide these consonants up. Okay, so let's look at a couple words at a time. Sorry, there's a little glare there. Okay, in this first word, it's a little easy, I think, because there's a prefix, and maybe your child has already learned UN as a prefix, right? So we scoop that by itself. There's one vowel there. Unlock. And this is a very basic short vowel with a digraph. There's no reason why the students in even first grade probably can't read this, but this is really a 2nd grade skill at this point. The next one gets a little tricky. So here's my vowel. Here's my second vowel, right? I have 3 consonants in the middle. I have to decide where I'm going to split it up for my scoop. If I split it in a certain way, it's going to sound different. Now, your first inclination is to split it in the syllables, right? So we would read this as adults and say checklist. But a lot of kids look at this and they're overwhelmed by how many words there are, letters rather. You can cover up parts of the word like this, and they would probably realize, oh, CK is a digraph. So those should stay together. We never are going to split up a digraph, okay? So your first tip should really be to close in this first syllable. A closed syllable simply means that the vowel is short because it's closed in by a consonant, okay? So this is the most common syllable type. This is what we first teach in kindergarten. You would read it like this, check, list. It's simply 2 closed syllables. They each have a short vowel. Okay? This next word, again, here's my vowel. Here's my other vowel. I have 3 consonants in the middle. There's no digraph. So how do I know how to read it? So in this case, we have hundred or hundred. So one of them probably sounds better to you than the others, and for kids it's not always so obvious. So in this case, if there are 3 and there's no digraph, you're typically going to move this middle letter is usually going to be with the first syllable, okay? So you would read hundred. Let's go over here to our next word. Again, vowel here, 3 in the middle. Complex. Now in this case, we have the blend in the second half of the syllable because com is not quite a prefix, but it is a common beginning to words, right? Whereas complex would sound a little different. Now we have 2 vowels separated by only 1 consonant. Again, your first attempt here should always be to close in that first syllable. So it's going to make the short ah sound. You're going to say cab-in, cabin. Now when we read it so fast, as adults, it's very easy for us, right? But for children just learning, they're not sure how to attack something like this. But when you show it to them that it's really just 2 parts, and they know how to read a 3-letter word, and they know how to read the word in, now you're just scooping it together. Cabin, okay? And for the last one, we have vowel here and vowel here. Contract. In this case, I'm keeping the TR together, and this is another area we focus on with that kt sound at the end, okay? All right, if you have any other questions about reading or spelling multisyllable words, you can ask your teacher or shoot me an email. Thank you.